Hi, welcome to Donegal Dad. I'm Mark. We're back here again at the Heritage Centre in Wagon 84. Continue the work on the Pedigo layout. This week we're going to be looking at ballasting. This is the area I'm going to ballast. So from the start of the station here all the way around to about here. The tunnel will be starting around here, so I want to ballast a little bit into the tunnel. And then it'll be the same on the loop on the other side. And I'm going to use two different methods to ballast this track. I'm going to use the traditional one, where we have the ballast, put it on with a spoon, clear it off, sweep it around with brushes. And then on the other side, I'm going to show you how I use this tool I've got. I've done a video on this before, I'll link it down below. This is from Bexhill West. It's his little tool for doing ballasting. So much easier, so much quicker, but I'll show you both methods. It's going to be about the same distance I'm going to ballast, so I'm going to time it so you can see how much faster this method is over the traditional method. It's all going to be stuck down the same way, so we have some PVA glue, which I mix up in a bottle, water it down, a little bit of washing up liquid in there. Before we apply it, we spray it with just some wet water, which is just water again with a little drop of washing up liquid on the ballast, but you'll see that as we go through it. So I'm going to get started now with ballasting this side, the traditional method. So what I'm using for ballast is this aquarium gravel. It's a 2 kilo bag. It cost me, I think, about £4 or £5 in Pets at Home, and it's a nice sort of grey blend, and it's about the size, right size grains for ballast. And once you weather over the track a bit as well, it blends in quite nicely. You can also see where there's been some gaps in the baseboard. I've just put down a bit of masking tape. This is just purely just so the gravel doesn't fall through the cracks, and once we glue it and everything, it'll hold in place, and then I can remove any of the excess masking tape. So I'm going to start in this area here. Just move everything out of the way. I've just decanted some of the gravel into this tub just to make it easier, just using a tablespoon, and we're just going to sprinkle it on. And then we just get various brushes just to brush it around. And it's just a matter of just repeating this process. Some people find ballasting quite tedious. I'm one of those people. It's one of my least favourite jobs to do on my model railway. But it's something that adds a lot to the railway as well. So it's just a matter of brushing off, taking your time, sweeping through, making sure all the gaps between the sleepers are filled in. The sleepers are shown through, building up the shoulder. You can see there how having the cork gives you the shoulder for the ballast. And you can also use, you've got most of it brushed away, if you just tap the rail with the back of the spoon, it just helps all those grains, they just hop off the sleepers and into the gaps. And you can see that's the ballasting more or less done. So I'm going to continue on around, spreading the ballast. And then when that's done, I'll come back and we'll go through the process of actually gluing the ballast down. And I'm going to time it as well, how long it takes. So I'll come back to you in a bit. There's all the ballast in place. So the section I've done there is probably about 2.5 meters, 3 yards in length. I've also cut up some sleepers to put in where gaps had appeared, where droppers went down or where the track joined. So now it's a case of wetting it and then putting the glue on. So I've got my spray. This is just a cleaning spray which has been emptied out and or used, filled with water with a drop of washing up liquid, and you just, from a distance, because you don't want to jet it and blast all the ballast everywhere, so it's just a gentle spray all the way around. If you've got this far in the video, why not hit the like button for me and subscribe if you're new here. Also check out my channel members. Their links are in the description. And if you'd like to become a channel member and support the channel here, just hit the join button below, or links again are in the description. So now it's all sprayed. Let that soak in just for a minute or two, and then we'll get the glue ready. So I've got in here, find these bottles really handy, 50-50 mixture of PVA and water, a little drop of washing up liquid, give it a good shake, and then I use one of these like ketchup bottles you get that you see in restaurants. I'm going to pour that in there. I'll just put the camera down. So there's that bottle filled up. I just find it handier. You see a lot of people that use pipettes and that, and it's just constant filling. This, when you're doing a large section like this, you can just start at the beginning and just gently dropper the solution on. You can just gently squeeze to control the flow rate. And because you've soaked the ballast, the glue should just seep through. So I'm going to carry on and do this because it's easier to do it without holding a camera. And I'll come back when it's done. That's it all given a good soak in now with the PVA water mix. If you put enough down through here, it will seep out to the sides and hold it all in place. So depending on your ambient conditions, it's quite warm here today, so hopefully this will dry out overnight and it should be good to go tomorrow. Just come back over it then and give it a vacuum, clear up any loose ballast, and then you can touch up any little bits that need touching up. If you have, while you're doing this, you see a little bit that's cleared away while you're spraying the water or whatever, I would leave it till it's dry, because if you try and sprinkle some fresh ballast on there, you're going to get it on the sleepers. You can't get it off easy now because they're all wet. Leave it till it's dry and then do it. The final thing I like to do is take a wagon or a carriage or something and just run it by hand just around the track, and that just helps clear any ballast from the inside of the rails, so it won't stick to the rails and cause derailments. So just run that around by hand, and that just helps clear it. Okay, so now we've done this side, we'll go over to this side and we'll start using the Bexhill tool. So I'll get that set up now. Using the ballasting vacuum, so much quicker. I should say, before I've started any of this ballasting, I have gone around and vacuumed all the track and everything to get any little bits or anything out. So with this, you just simply pour on the ballast. So like that. Then you get your ballasting vacuum. The kit from Bexhill comes with this part here, which is where you screw on a bottle. You need to use one of these small type bottles. Anything bigger, the plastic is too weak, and when you switch on the vacuum it just collapses. And then on the other end of that is your vacuuming tool. So it comes with those two parts, 3D printed. Buy some tubing from your local hardware, connect it up, connect the other end to your vacuum. You can get kits to connect it. I've just sellotaped the pipe into the nozzle and sealed it. Right, I'm going to switch on the vacuum now, so it's going to get a bit noisy. As you can see, that bottle collapsed because I had it on maximum suction, so turn it down, turn your vacuum down if you can. And then you just simply, it's got two grooves, put it on the rails, just along like that. And you can see it vacuums up all the ballast, leaves a nice shoulder. You can use the vacuum just to clean up like that. And that's it. And you can see it's collected the ballast to be used again. And there you can see how it's done a nice job. No tapping with a spoon, no brushing, no nothing. So I'm going to do the rest of this, same length, and we'll see how long that takes. There's the ballasting done. Same length as over the other side. Using the tool, that took 10 minutes, as opposed to 45 minutes using a brush and spoon and lots of patience. If you check out the video I done on the ballast vacuum, you'll see on there that I use different types of ballast and it works equally well with them. I've also used it for when I'm doing scenic, for vacuuming up scenic scatter and that sort of thing, so it all collects in the bottle so you can use it again. And you can see I've got all the excess ballast here. I can just pour it back into the container and use it again. So as you can see, it's much quicker, and I think it does a neater job and less patience is required. So now it's the same as the other side. We wet it with the wet water and go over it with the PVA water mix and leave it to dry. So I'm going to do that now. So all I need to do now is leave it to dry. It'll probably take about 24 hours to dry. It's quite warm here at the moment. I'll put links down to Bexhill West down below to their video on this and to my video that I've done on it, so you can have a closer look at it. So I'll leave it there for now. I just need to come back now in a couple of days, vacuum over it, pick up any loose ballast, patch up any areas that haven't stuck down. And then we're going to start looking at the scenics in here. So I'm going to explain what we're going to do scenic wise in here, so you can see how it's all going to fit into the wagon here. So don't forget to check out my channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you'll be supporting all this sort of work I do here at the Heritage Centre. Links are all down in the description, or hit the join button. And don't forget to subscribe, like and share. And leave any comments down below, or any questions, put them down below. I'm happy to try and answer them. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.